just like I met with Ranjeet in a 45-minute session and I decided to go with him in next 30 minutes. So that was like, I knew that if I am serious about it, then I have to take some action. If I'm not taking any action, then nothing different would happen tomorrow. So amazing, Ranjeet. I would say that if I have been able to achieve my goal, it is the credit goes to you for sure for giving me the guidance. You have been like a Krishna in my life for this particular goal. Definitely. I talked to Shire. He had really in-depth knowledge about the program, where it is coming from. In the conversation that me and Shire were having, I was blown away with the ideas he was sharing. Since I came from this program, I had a very deep knowledge and that how it works, how EB1A works. So when I talked to Shire, he talked everything what we were talking in the program. And I was like sitting quietly, listening, because his ideas were even better than what I was thinking about myself. And it resonated, everything resonated.
I will always, tell Ranjeet what he does with his students is amazing, because the guidance that he provides is something for, you personally are extraordinary. And then he just provides the path and lets you know what you need to get done to prove it to others.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And Shire also, actually, he's the one who has been your advocate. I mean, I'm just your coach, boss. I mean, finally, he has done the job.
Not just a coach, but definitely both of you have played an immense role. My application was amazing. It was a piece of art, I would say.
And like I said to you earlier, you are a great candidate, and we were happy to facilitate, expressing that for you. So, we have something in mind and we were able to show it to them in the way that we knew you deserved.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful, wonderful. So congratulations, Siddharth, once again, and to your entire family. I happened to just speak to your wife also. She had just called me up. And I really appreciate the gratitude being expressed by both of you. It's a nice feeling actually for us. So let's start with this Siddharth, for the benefit of everybody else in the program and otherwise, that you joined the program in just, I remember, where you were very decisive. And can you give your experience being in the Next League program so far?
So I started in November, and then I was decisive in terms that I knew that I wanted to start on the EB1A journey. I did not have all the tools to do it. I knew I had absolutely I would say 2% knowledge about it, that yeah, there is something which exists like that. I shall be able to apply for the critical role criteria, and then shall be able to see maybe fit it into the high salary criteria. I spent over a couple of months trying to figure out that if I can get some judging opportunities, some memberships, and then things like that. And I almost gave up before I maybe saw some advertisement or something where I came to know about the Next League program. So I scheduled a session with Ranjeet. I still remember, I think I was traveling to my sister's place or coming back from there. And I do share about my professional goals with my wife. So we both knew what is it to be like on an immigration visa in US. There is something which can happen at any time to one of us. And if it happens to one person, then the whole family gets impacted. So we knew that if we are planning to stay, then we have to have something concrete. So when we talked to Ranjeet, we were very naive. We didn't know much. So we said, hey, Ranjeet, can you help us get one more criteria? So he did share that you would have to learn about what the program is, what the EB1A is, and that what Ranjeet was offering was not any promises for the EB1A, but it was more about what he said was a career transformation program. And I did not have a lot of interest in the career transformation at that point of time. All I wanted was the EB1A visa, and it was my best bet. What I was looking for is if he can help me somehow with 1.5 criteria, give me some workaround to do it, it would be worth the money I'm investing. The other route was like EB5, for which I did not have any that amount of money. But then I took my chances, to be honest, because it was just like I met with Ranjit in a 45-minute session and I decided to go with him in next 30 minutes. So that was like, I knew that if I am serious about it, then I have to take some action. If I'm not taking any action, then nothing different would happen tomorrow. And then when I started the program, I was absolutely flown away with the wealth of information, and it exceeded my anything you can imagine about the EB1A was there. About the what the EB1A is. It starts from very basic, and it was actually, I realized that it is not the EB1A program. Destination is EB1A, but it is actually a career transformation program. So I didn't know that it would take some rigor, it would take some efforts to achieve it. But then I started enjoying the journey. The emotions I had during my journey were like I was excited to achieve what I was getting. I was getting certificates about being a judge, about getting into the memberships like Forbes. I am writing scholarly articles and giving the innovative mathematical functions to the industry. All of a sudden, I was initially thinking, how would I get letter of recommendation from people? And then I am doing things which are so instrumental into my field. In the end, I had over 30, 40 people who were willing to write for me the letters. Initially, I was thinking, how will I get 7, 8 letters from people? And I did not have the bandwidth to write, to frame those letter of recommendation in the end. I think I applied for about 20 to 25 letters in total. I could have easily got like 25 more letters if it was needed. And it was all because everyone was seeing what I was doing and they were so impressed and they wanted to be a part of my journey without even knowing what my destination was. Today, if I look at what I am, I started with just a vice president of HR data solutions for JP Morgan Chase in a role which was less than a month old. So today I am member of Forbes HR organization. My thoughts do matter. They reach to millions and billions of people around the world. People know me as a thought leader. I have traveled to conferences, invited to be a guest speaker, and then a lot more. So definitely the next step shall be like to take a couple of months of a break or heal my body, because I have definitely invested a lot in last 7, 8 months with 2 hours of sleep, 3 hours of sleep in a day. I shall give some time for my body to heal, get all the blood work done, tests done, and see if everything is fine. And then think about it, whatever I have accumulated, how I'm going to use it next. So amazing, Ranjit. I would say that if I have been able to achieve my goal, it is the credit goes to you for sure for giving me the guidance. You have been like a Krishna in my life for this particular goal, definitely. And then my family has been so supportive, and Shire helped me. Like he was so flexible, listening to me, allowed me to make changes to the application, helped me know what are the flaws, help fix those. And I think that's the only group I ever shared what I was doing with, what I was working on, and what I did. Couldn't have done this without your help.
Thank you, Siddharth. And of course, as you know that we don't offer legal services, and this is not part of the program, and we
Yes.
partner with people like Mohammed Shair, and he has been a great asset to us actually. So tell us about your experience working with Shair, Siddharth.
So I started my hunt for the legal services, I think 3, 4 months back. I did talk to the first lawyer. I should not say the name. He was someone in New York, but then a well-trusted one, because I knew he had given a couple of approvals in my knowledge, in my acquaintances. So I talked to him. He said that, see, your critical role doesn't look very strong because you are not a CEO of the company. So you are not your critical role is not that strong. Then he said your salary is again not like 500,000. So it shall not be good for a high salary. So all of that areas which I was thinking, so he said like your membership in Forbes may not be that strong. So all of the criteria that I was thinking are strong. It, he shared that I am not very strong, and so it didn't go out well. Then I talked to a couple of other lawyers, and then after talking to them, I talked to Shire. He had really in-depth knowledge about the program, where it is coming from. In the conversation that me and Shire were having, I was blown away with the ideas he was sharing. Since I came from this program, I had a very deep knowledge, and that how it works, how EB1A works. And I usually was not sharing it with the lawyers because I wanted to go in there and see what do they know, not like judging their knowledge, but then how flexible are they with my application, how personally they think of my success. So when I talked to Shire, he talked everything what we were talking in the program. And I was like sitting quietly, listening, because his ideas were even better than what I was thinking about myself. And it resonated, everything resonated. I think I even missed to share that I'm in the G's program at that point of time. And he later realized, oh, you never told me you were in a G's program. And I said, yes, I missed to share that with you. I was absolutely amazed. And then we started working together. So instead of spoon feeding me, he enabled me with the tools to start progressing on the application. Like, hey, this is the kind of letter you would need. This is the kind of a verbiage you need to put in. These are the number of letters you should be aiming at. Start putting those, your documents and your progress into a centralized repository, put it in the criteria by criteria and on a Google Drive. And then I did that. At times I was surprised to know that although I was not sure that since he is so busy, he is playing such a critical role in not just my life, but other lives as well. I would all of a sudden get a knowledge that whatever I have put in over there, without even meeting me, he has already gone through everything. So he was proactive, and then I would meet with him. He would give me directions. Okay, then they collect all these things, and these are the basically gaps in your application. Let's fill those. I mean, it's the next level of flexibility. And then he was not only thinking about my case as just a case, but then he was thinking about the success and outcome. He had no reservations whatsoever, connecting with my coach, taking his advice as well, and then incorporating into the application, putting in efforts in reshaping the application. It is not easy. Like, we are not 16, 18, 24-year-olds who can take the recommendations easily. It takes a willingness to do better and then accept that the changes can come from anyone. We are not perfect, or we are not like, there can be whatever we do. So there was no ego about it. It was so helpful. It was so amazing because it created an environment so friendly to work between. And then I think it is why what we have achieved. So it was like a great knowledge coupled with so much flexibility, taking my success personally, and in the end, working so hard to make the final application look like a piece of an art. If it was just about an EB1A, if he would have been applying for an EB1A criteria and he would say that my expertise lies in creating applications, then the application was so beautiful that he could have gotten EB1A for that.
That's wonderful. Now, Siddharth, when people think of EB1A, they go for various possibilities and options they want to consider. And since how do you think this Next Leap program stands out as compared to other possibilities and options that people have to become EB1A ready?
So since I'm very fresh in the market, I've seen like people coming from different programs as well, because a lot of times when we go into the judging opportunities, we see people from other programs as well, and they are amazed with what we are doing, the level of knowledge which we have. We are not here chasing around the criteria. The mentality change, I believe, around the second month after joining the program, once you have gone through those initial exercises, and then you start thinking about the career transformation, and then you realize that this is one of the highest prestigious award that you are going to win, an EB1A Einstein visa. In order to achieve it, rather than chasing around the criteria and trying to fit yourself into it, what really matters is actually think about that, what it would be like to be on the top of your field. And then when we think about it, we start doing things differently. It starts reflecting into our actions. For example, no one can go and then, so like if no program can teach you to be an expert into your field. Maybe you can go into a graduation course and then get some knowledge about your field, but you cannot start doing some innovation in your field with a program. First of all, this is a realization that the program provided. And then the belief came with a lot of successes that we were seeing. And then the very talented people we have in the group, how they are working, how innovatively they are thinking about it. I am not sure if we even have anything equivalent of this program at this point of time. And I believe the pace at which this program is changing, the resources which we have today, we didn't have at the time when I joined it, right? Because it's a very evolutionary program. So in technology domain or in the business domain, we say that there are two kind of companies. One is a sales-based organization and the other is a product-based organization. A sales-based organization would focus their efforts on selling their product, and then
You would expand it,
product-
actually. Yeah.
yeah. But a product-based organization would think about what services they can provide, how they can empower their customer to achieve their goal. This is a product-based company where, if I would call it a company, it's a product-based company where the person who is really driving this organization is completely consumed into the thoughts of how he can make this journey easier for the people, how he can provide the tools for them to become EB1A or extraordinary into their field. And someone who is so much available, I'm an introvert, I would say. It would be my last resort to reach out to someone if I've done everything from my end and then I just need it. So I was I'm very cautious before pinging you because I know you're already working with so many talented professionals who are at different stages. So I don't want to bother you or Mr. Shire because I know he is working on things which affect lives of people. I don't want to take that precious time. But you were so much available at any point of time when I pinged you, and you were responsive at 12 a.m. You were responsive at 4 a.m., 6 a.m. And I'm not saying like others have to be that responsive. No one maybe should be that responsive. But
I don't want this to kind of kind of people will think that okay, they can do it anytime. But yes,
exactly.
Is this just thing that Siddharth, I will be honest with you. It's a matter of as much as my job is to inspire you and other people. In fact, I get inspired by your efforts. Let's put it that way. It has to be both ways. But yes, there are sometimes there are exceptions that we have to make also. I mean, we have to be little not so kind to people at all times because people, if they take liberties. But yes, I think it is a matter of you putting right effort. Now, Siddharth, now this is not about just the program here. It's about EB1A. There are people who come to India from India. They are having, otherwise they are very pretty good and talented. But they feel that, EB1A is not for them because they accept their fate as destiny or destiny as their fate. And okay, I will wait there's nothing that can happen to me. And EB1A is not for me. They don't even try it out. Now, what's your message to such?
So I will say that a lot of times people believe that a goal is not in their reach. And then maybe a lot of times the things which we always wanted are just a bit outside I would say, your comfort zone. You have to work a little harder to achieve it. And this message is to everyone who thinks that EB1A is not for them. I'll say it is just a goal which is a little outside your comfort zone. You would have to work on it, but it's definitely possible. I am not the brightest bulb in this program. I can say it for surety. I know that we have so many talented professionals working in some of the top-notch companies and some of these cutting-edge solutions that they are working on or the initiatives they are driving. I'm completely bamboozled to know that what they are working on. So if I can get it, then you can also get it. I think you will have to take a leap of faith. If you really want it, then you will have to work on it. And then think about the reward versus risk factor. You might be thinking that this is a risk of investing into the program or working couple of hours on yourself, but that's the opportunity cost. What is the reward if you really are able to put it, and then for how long do you have to do it? And it's not just the visa application that you are working for, it's a career transformation program. It's going to reward you in multiple different ways, and it's definitely possible and achievable. Everyone I know who joined the program had these self-doubts, not just before joining the program, but also after joining the program. People had the imposter syndrome. They thought that maybe people could have seen it, looked at me and thought that, oh, he is in Forbes and things like that, and we are nowhere close to him. And then I had the same things and doubts before joining the program, even right few months after joining the program. But then as I worked along, it was a step-by-step gradual building of my profile. Things kept on increasing one level at a time. So it won't happen like you will go in and join the program and next day you will be on the TED stage to speak, but it would happen, and then you have to take the first step to achieve it.
Yeah, Mohammed, any questions from your side?
So, one of the things that I will always, tell Ranjeet, what he does with his students is amazing, because the guidance that he provides is something for, you personally are extraordinary. And then he just provides the path and lets you know what you need to get done to prove it to others. And that's what I do. And so I have to prove it to the USCIS officer that what we know is true is in paper true. And so one of the things I did with Siddharth in the last month or so, we started meeting every week to make sure we were hitting our goals in regards to recommendation letters, providing evidence for certain criteria. And, how was the overall experience in terms of the ease of the process? How did it make you feel, honestly? Because one of the things that I've noticed with any immigration application is that there's always an intention behind it, and there are some feelings and emotions behind it that when we first submitted the case, I knew that it was going to get approved. How long it was going to take, I didn't know it was going to take less than a week. I did not know that. But how did you feel when we were like, yeah, let's do this and submit it?
Yeah, I think by the end, I was pretty sure, to be honest. If I had to bet on it, I can bet on it that I will be getting an EB1A. I knew the application was so high. The strength was not there on the day one. So on the day one, if you would have to apply, it would be like less than 20% chances. So having the matter to show is one thing, but it is about showing your profile in an extraordinary way, which is very important because USCIS is eventually going to see it only on papers what we have. So it is very important to put things onto the paper. Very important to put those things that you have worked on, which are extraordinary, on those letter of recommendations or on those other kind of proofs that we are submitting. So, and how would a person do it? They need to know, like, what do I need to provide? So whenever we were having those meetings, it was a very friendly discussion where I was able to share with you that this is possible from my end, and this is not possible from my end. I cannot get a letter from JB Diamond, although, but these are all only the resources that I have. And then you would come up with ideas that, okay, this would work, this will not work. And then what will not work is very important for me to know, or for a candidate to know, because candidate has a limited amount of time. If they are working on things which are not going to help the application, then they are taking away the time which they should be investing on. So we kept on meeting like weekly, reviewing. And then although we were meeting once a week, but then we were catching up more often on the messages and emails, working on the application, and took it from like less than 20% confidence to the time when we filed the application, we were like close to 100% confident that we are getting it.
Yeah, all right. Thank you.
Let's say, for example, if you hadn't joined this program, let's say, do you think you would have gone EB1A? If yes, no, what is your response to that? And when?
I think I may have moved back to India if I would not have joined this program, because I would definitely have this EB1A thought did not come for the first time when I joined this program. It did come before as well. I would have like done a basic Google search, whatever was in my capability, and then I didn't have any direction, so I would have dropped the plan, and I would have done the same if I did not get your advertisement. It was like I was fortunate to know that there is something like this which exists, and then getting in touch with you. I'm sure like without this program, I could never have gone.
Siddharth, enjoy your day. Bye, Siddharth. Thank you, Mohammed.
No problem.
Okay.
That was great.
Yes.
Nice.